The movie kicks off with Deadpool standing at the exact spot where Logan was buried. Eager to see if Logan might still be alive, he starts digging, only to uncover a skeleton that confirms Logan's death. Disappointed but not defeated, Deadpool takes a moment to sit beside the skeleton, sharing his feelings and expressing how much he misses his friend. Just then, multiple portals open up, and TVA agents storm in to apprehend Deadpool. In classic Deadpool style, he fights back fiercely, using the bones from the skeleton as weapons to take down the agents. To grasp how Deadpool got into this predicament, we need to rewind a bit. Earlier, Deadpool had used a time-traveling artifact to jump through different timelines. This wild ride began on March 14, 2018, when he arrived in Earth 616, the primary MCU universe. There, he meets Happy and pitches his desire to join the Avengers, showcasing his skills. However, Happy explains that being an Avenger is about helping others, not just showcasing powers. Feeling let down, Deadpool returns to his own universe, but he soon finds himself content with his life. He hops into Dopinder's cab, which has a new twist. Dopinder is now married to Gata and has 2 kids. Arriving home, Deadpool notices some suspicious individuals discreetly taking pictures of him, but he brushes it off and heads to his birthday celebration. He thanks his friends for attending, but just as he's about to slice into his birthday cake, someone unexpectedly arrives at the door. Before he can react, TVA agents grab him and pull him through a portal to their headquarters. Once at the TVA, Deadpool encounters a senior officer named Paradox. Paradox explains the TVA's purpose as the guardians of the sacred timelines. Deadpool quickly realizes that the TVA has brought him in because of the timeline disturbances he caused with Cable's time machine. Paradox reveals that Deadpool has been selected for a greater mission. If he succeeds, he can help the TVA safeguard the sacred timelines. As Deadpool watches on various screens, he sees key events unfolding, including a scene where Thor mourns over an injured Deadpool. With enthusiasm, Deadpool eagerly inquires about what's next, but Paradox advises him to focus on the present moment. Paradox informs Deadpool that they want him to go to Earth 616 and live his life there. Overjoyed, Deadpool is thrilled at the prospect, as he has always dreamed of going to Earth 616 to become an Avenger. The only thing he asks for in return is a nice suit. Paradox obliges, providing Deadpool with a brand new suit that he absolutely loves, along with 2 adamantium swords to prepare for his new journey. Fully equipped, Deadpool approaches Paradox, asking to be sent back to his universe so he can inform Vanessa and his friends of his plans. However, Paradox reveals that there is no point in returning, as Deadpool's universe, Earth 5, is collapsing and will cease to exist within 72 hours. Paradox further explains that in every universe, there is an anchor, and when that anchor is lost, the universe begins to fall apart. In Deadpool's universe, Logan was the anchor, and since his death a year ago, the universe has been steadily collapsing. Hearing this, Deadpool is frustrated and demands that Paradox stop the destruction. But Paradox coldly reveals that he wants the universe to collapse. He shows Deadpool a device called the Time Ripper, capable of destroying any universe instantly. Paradox explains that while the TVA usually lets collapsing universes fade away slowly, he prefers to end them quickly, like uprooting a dead tree. Excited by the prospect, Paradox tells Deadpool that once the Time Ripper is ready, he will use it to destroy Earth 5. Despite this, Paradox offers Deadpool 2 choices: return to his home universe to spend the remaining 72 hours with his family and friends, or become part of the Avengers and serve a higher purpose. Enraged by Paradox's plan, Deadpool decides to take matters into his own hands. He attacks Paradox, snatches the portal-creating device, and begins his quest to find another version of Logan. This leads us to the present moment, where Deadpool is fighting TVA agents. After eliminating them one by one, he continues his search for Wolverine, traveling through various universes. In one universe, he finds a tiny Wolverine, in another, a Wolverine missing both arms, and in yet another, a Wolverine who is blind in one eye. Each of these Wolverines beats up Deadpool and chases him away. Despite these setbacks, Deadpool eventually finds a Wolverine sitting in a bar. Reluctant but determined, Deadpool tries to convince this Wolverine to come with him. However, Wolverine refuses. Deadpool then pulls out a gun, attempting to force Wolverine to follow him, but instead, Wolverine downs a whole bottle of beer and passes out. Deadpool drags the unconscious Wolverine through a TVA portal and brings him directly to Paradox at the TVA headquarters. Deadpool insists that Wolverine should be sent to Earth 5 to become the new anchor and save the collapsing universe. Upon seeing this Wolverine, Paradox dismisses him as the worst possible version, unfit to be the anchor of any universe. He reveals that this Wolverine is responsible for the deaths of hundreds of people in his own universe. Paradox also reminds Deadpool that he had the chance to live a good life in the MCU, but chose instead to deceive the TVA and kill their agents. As a result, Paradox decides to send both Deadpool and Wolverine to the Void. Thrown into the Void, Wolverine sobers up and angrily confronts Deadpool, demanding to know why he was brought there. The confrontation escalates into a fight, with Wolverine stabbing Deadpool with his claws. Despite Deadpool's attempts to reason with him, explaining that he needs Wolverine's help, Wolverine is not interested and continues his attack. Just as Wolverine is about to strike Deadpool's face, Deadpool shouts for him to stop, revealing that the TVA has the power to undo the chaos in their universes. He explains that his universe is collapsing and proposes that they work together to fix it. Wolverine pauses, considering Deadpool's offer, and ultimately agrees to join him. At that moment, a nearby man warns them about a powerful witch named Cassandra Nova, who will kill them if they stay. As he speaks, several vehicles arrive, revealing Cassandra Nova's army. The man decides to join forces with Deadpool and Wolverine. The man turns out to be Captain America, but since Deadpool has traveled back in time, this is long before Captain America became the first Avenger. At this point, he's still the Human Torch. As Cassandra Nova's army approaches, the trio bands together. The Human Torch flies into the air and unleashes his fiery powers, but he's not strong enough, and his attack fails to make an impact. Consequently, he crashes into a banner and falls to the ground. One of Cassandra's men challenges Wolverine to a fight. Deadpool, ever the instigator, draws his swords out of Wolverine's body and encourages him to finish the man off. Wolverine swiftly takes him down with a single blow. Deadpool, always one for theatrics, grabs the man's head and starts parading it around. However, their victory is short-lived. Cassandra's forces use a magnetic device to capture Wolverine and Deadpool, and they also manage to take the Human Torch. The three are bound with ropes and transported directly to Cassandra Nova. While being taken to Cassandra's headquarters, located inside the body of a giant Ant-Man, the Human Torch warns Deadpool and Wolverine about a massive monster in Cassandra's army named Aloth, claiming no one can defeat it. Wolverine, ever defiant, insists they'll escape and return to the TVA. But the Human Torch laughs, explaining that Cassandra controls everything in this world. If they disobey her, they'll be fed to lions. Upon arrival, Cassandra Nova, surrounded by her army of mutants, including a variant of Juggernaut, approaches Deadpool and Wolverine. She reveals her identity as the twin sister of Professor Charles Xavier. When they were still in the womb, Charles attempted to strangle her with the umbilical cord, but she survived. Deadpool, never one to miss an opportunity for sarcasm, begins provoking her, claiming that the Human Torch called her a bald psychotic witch, and continues to hurl insults at her. Infuriated, Cassandra strips the skin off the Human Torch in a single motion. Just then, Aloth, the giant monster, begins to approach. Cassandra declares her intent to make Deadpool and Wolverine her slaves. Enraged, Wolverine attempts to attack her, but with just a single finger, Cassandra subdues him. Deadpool, sensing the danger, tries to negotiate, saying he doesn't want any trouble and just wants to go home. Cassandra responds coldly, saying she could send him home, but she won't. She then digs her fingers into Deadpool's face, probing his memories. At that moment, Wolverine stabs Cassandra from behind with his claws, and Deadpool follows up by stabbing her with his knife. However, Cassandra laughs off their attacks, unaffected. She departs, leaving Aloth to deal with them. As the monster approaches, every mutant in the area begins to flee in panic. Deadpool and Wolverine spot a machine nearby and quickly activate it, managing to escape by flying far away from the impending danger. After arriving in a distant location, they notice a small dog running toward them. To their surprise, this dog turns out to be Dogpool, a canine version of Deadpool. Following behind is another version of Deadpool who introduces himself as Nicepool, a feminist version of Deadpool. Nicepool informs them that there are many other versions of Deadpool in this area. When Wolverine mentions their plan to escape to the borderlands, Nicepool offers them his car to facilitate their journey. Deadpool and Wolverine take Nicepool's car and drive far away. Inside the car, Deadpool starts mocking Wolverine's suit, which agitates Wolverine, who tells him to shut up. Deadpool then asks Wolverine what he would do first if the TVA fixes his universe. Wolverine, picking up on the "if," becomes suspicious and stabs Deadpool in the legs, angry that Deadpool isn't certain the TVA can save his universe. Deadpool explains that he took a calculated risk because he wants to save his world, which means saving 9 people he cares about. Wolverine, feeling betrayed by Deadpool's uncertainty, calls him the dumbest and most immature person he's ever met in his 200 years of life. He blames Deadpool for failing to maintain a relationship with his girlfriend and says that saving a universe is out of his league. Deeply hurt by Wolverine's words, Deadpool engages in a fight with him. They brawl continuously for hours, leaving the car covered in blood. Both eventually exhaust themselves and pass out. At this point, X-23 appears and takes them into the car, driving them away. When Deadpool and Wolverine regain consciousness, they find themselves inside a house where they are greeted by Elektra, Blade, Gambit, and X-23. All of them, including the Human Torch, who was killed by Cassandra Nova, had been banished to this world by the TVA. In conversation, Deadpool and Wolverine discover that the group is impressed by their survival against Cassandra Nova. Believing that Deadpool and Wolverine are powerful, they propose forming a team to defeat Cassandra, who has caused immense chaos in this world. After making all the necessary preparations, they set out to confront Cassandra Nova. Upon reaching her, they are met by her numerous enslaved mutants, including a variant of Juggernaut. A fierce battle ensues, with Elektra, Gambit, Blade, and X-23 handling the mutants on the ground while Deadpool and Wolverine head straight for Cassandra Nova. However, Cassandra uses her psychic powers to throw Deadpool away. The plan is revealed. Cassandra Nova's psychic abilities can only be neutralized by a helmet similar to Magneto's. Unfortunately, Cassandra had previously destroyed Magneto and his helmet. Deadpool suggests using Juggernaut's helmet instead. Meanwhile, Cassandra overpowers Wolverine and sticks her finger inside his head, reading all of his memories. She sees how Wolverine let down his fellow X-Men, leaving them when they needed him most. When he finally returned, he found them all dead. Consumed by anger and grief, Wolverine went on a rampage, killing not only those responsible but also losing control and killing innocent people as well. During the fight, X-23 manages to slice off Juggernaut's legs and hurls his helmet to Deadpool, who quickly places it on Cassandra Nova's head while she is busy viewing Wolverine's memories. The helmet successfully neutralizes her psychic powers. Just as they are about to kill her, one of Cassandra's enslaved followers shoots her, claiming his long-awaited revenge. Wolverine swiftly kills the shooter, but then convinces Deadpool to remove the helmet, trusting Cassandra not to harm them. Deadpool removes the helmet, and Cassandra is softened by Wolverine's gesture. Wolverine tells her that he knows her brother, Charles Xavier, and assures her that if Charles knew she was alive, he would have moved heaven and earth to bring her back home, as he is a changed man and still loves her. However, Cassandra chooses to remain where she is, considering it her home now. She warns them of the imminent arrival of the monster Aloth and urges them to leave for their universe. She shows them a relic belonging to Doctor Strange, which she uses to open a portal, instructing them to leave without delay. Deadpool and Wolverine step through the portal, returning to their universe. Meanwhile, Cassandra Nova confronts the man who shot her, finding him still alive. She demands to know why he attempted to kill her, and the man reveals that Paradox from the TVA instructed him to do so, promising to free him from this world if he succeeded. Enraged by this betrayal, Cassandra opens a portal and travels to Deadpool's universe, where Paradox is currently residing. Following Deadpool and Wolverine, Cassandra captures Paradox and probes his mind, discovering that he has built a machine capable of destroying any universe or timeline. A devious plan forms in Cassandra's mind. She decides to use the machine to erase all universes, leaving only the void, where she would reign supreme. Seeing this, Deadpool and Wolverine attempt to stop her, but she easily overpowers them and heads straight for the Time Reaper machine. As the portal begins to close, Deadpool runs toward Deadpool, who picks him up with affection, followed closely by Nicepool. Suddenly, Deadpool and Wolverine notice Lady Deadpool emerging from the portal, leading an entire army of Deadpool variants. These bloodthirsty versions all work for Cassandra. Deadpool tries to reason with them, warning of the dire consequences of their actions, but they ignore him and launch an attack. To protect himself, Deadpool uses Nicepool as a shield and hides behind a car. He then asks Nicepool how long it will take for him to regenerate, but Nicepool doesn't regenerate. As the other Deadpools close in, Deadpool again uses Nicepool as a shield to move to another car, but this time, Nicepool dies. Meanwhile, Wolverine grabs Dogpool and approaches Deadpool. The other Deadpools, who adore Dogpool, refrain from shooting Wolverine. With no other options left, Deadpool and Wolverine decide to fight all the versions of Deadpool. Wolverine dons his mask, which Deadpool thinks looks badass, and they begin battling the army of Deadpools, taking down about half of them. As Deadpool and Wolverine fought their way through the other Deadpools, they suddenly burst into laughter when they saw Kid Deadpool. Deadpool and Wolverine found this reaction odd until they realized that all the Deadpools they had been fighting were regenerating. Just then, another version of Deadpool showed up, revealing himself to be a friend of Deadpool. The group cheered and decided to stop fighting. With the battle over, Deadpool and Wolverine rushed to Paradox, demanding to know how to stop Cassandra Nova. Paradox explained that while Cassandra was too powerful to defeat directly, they could disable her machine. He told them that the machine had two wires, one for matter and one for antimatter, and if they could connect these wires, it would create a massive short circuit, destroying both the machine and Cassandra. However, Paradox warned them that whoever did this would also be destroyed, as the resulting explosion would be catastrophic. Despite this, the courageous duo set off to stop Cassandra. As they approached the room where the machine was stored, Wolverine asked Deadpool to stay behind, reminding him of his family and friends and the happy life that awaited him. But just as Wolverine opened the door, Deadpool knocked him out and locked him inside, determined to take on the task alone and save Wolverine's life. Inside the room, Cassandra was accelerating the machine's integration process. Deadpool grabbed one of the wires and struggled to connect it to the other. Meanwhile, Paradox watched helplessly as the timeline integrity dropped to 2%, losing all hope. Just then, Wolverine broke down the door and rushed to Deadpool's aid. Together, they completed the circuit, causing the machine to short-circuit and explode. The blast killed Cassandra Nova and disintegrated both Deadpool and Wolverine. As they died, Deadpool's life flashed before his eyes. Meanwhile, Hunter B-15 arrived with several guards and arrested Paradox for creating a machine capable of erasing any universe in an instant, without the TVA's knowledge. Hunter B-15 informed Paradox that the TVA would take severe action against him. Just then, Deadpool and Wolverine reappeared, much to Paradox's shock. He asked how they survived, and they explained that if either of them had tried to do it alone, they would have been completely destroyed. But because they did it together, the explosion's impact was halved, allowing them to heal and survive. By short-circuiting the machine, they had managed to save all the universes. Hunter B-15 expressed her respect for Deadpool and Wolverine, acknowledging their heroic act. She told them they could now leave happily. The two returned to Deadpool's universe, where Deadpool invited Wolverine to stay with him like family. Wolverine agreed and began living with Deadpool. When they arrived at Deadpool's house, Deadpool introduced Logan to his family, and they were all very happy.